Hello. Hello, Dragondas. What is there a complaint? Do you want for me to take away your froggies, huh? Ooh. Hello, Mystic. Yo, I'm doing well, friend. Thank you. And how are you? What's new? What would be it 400 if I didn't spend any? They got they got refunded along the way. That's why I have so many. Remember? They didn't just refunded all of them at some point. Hello, Mel. Yo. Hey, team. My friend just got dumped by his girlfriend. God damn. F. I mean, hey, if that's your friend, that sucks for him. But I bet you can you can find some positives in this for yourself. Because like I bet your guy is gonna spending way more time gaming with you. You're gonna go to male only sauna together. You know, like go for a beer, shit like that. You know, spend a good quality man-to-man time together. He doesn't even play game. Maybe he will start now, right? Because like that's how we all start with games. We gotta cope with loneliness. Is that right? You're a girl? Hmm. Well, he's now he's available then. Hello, Nico. Go fishing? Maybe. Right, Sunshine, so we are back with some artwork. We are back to do some impressive art, well, hopefully. Right, I'm pumped. I've been finally in this, like for more than last year, I think, over a year, or, okay, maybe less, maybe not that long. Almost a year I've not been, like, researching or, like, looking up to any artist, and I think I'm over that phase now. Finally accept that it's an idiotic move to do that. Maybe, at least for now. Hey, Mystic, I just said that, you know, if you're a girl, that maybe that means that he's more available now, you know? Maybe there are also some positives there. It depends on how hot he is. He can FaceTime you? Okay, you can start with FaceTiming, you know, you can... And from there, your relationship can grow even more. Right? Yeah. Don't send that guy this, like, no in caps lock, please. He's trans and my parents are homophobic, so it wouldn't work anyway. God damn. Alright, this story is taking turns like every other message. Unlucky. But it sounds like if not for the parent, it would be time. Also, don't let your parents stand in front of your love, you know. Because what do they know, right? They grow up in a different time. They have different values. What do they know anyway, right? They're old. They probably don't even have TikTok on their phones, right? So, like, should you even listen to them at this point? No TikTok? Do you have a TikTok? Hell no. Hello, Alu. No, I don't have a TikTok. My girlfriend has a TikTok, and she keeps me updated on all the TikTok trends, which I'm, as you can imagine, incredibly thankful and, like, incredibly thankful for. Who is Kitten? Yeah. Mel, do you remember that one person who got really fucking upset with you for saying that? Why do they require milk? Actually, you know, it's so bad to feed kittens milk. They get sick and they get, like, decapitated because of it. Wasn't it, like, Klein or somebody? I think it was a streamer who rated me. Remember? They got really fucking upset with you feeding your kittens milk. He's like, you monster. I'll take all the kittens away from you. And then you told her that your mods in like half of the art channels, you'll permaban her everywhere. And she said, please no, you know, feed kittens anything. You can feed them your own milk. Just don't ban me. Happens, dude, happens. It's all about the power. It's all about who controls, who has more influence, right? You have the influence and you can feed your kittens fucking anything, dude. Poor kittens, though. They don't deserve it. But I wonder if it's, I don't know if I should get into this topic, but actually you said that your friend is trans and they just got broken up with their girlfriend. I wonder how difficult it is for a trans person to find like a partner. I imagine it might be like quite difficult, right? Hey, Ma. Datharus, hello, hello. Hello, team, how we doing? My mom wants to divorce him sometime. Every message from you, like, more and more drama unfolds. Now your family's falling apart. God damn. I mean, it's not a drama until some of them join the chat, and then it would be like, oh, actually, it's not how it is. Yes, I randomly feel like I absolutely suck at art, so I go draw something. Wait, does that happen to you before you start drawing? Usually that happens to me whenever like I'm mid painting and I'm like, oh, do I even fucking know where I am? Do I even know what I'm doing? Can I even pretend like I know how to paint? Or usually doesn't happen like outside of there. Want to draw and want to get paid handsomely. Well, why won't you, like, you're always talking how you want to, you know, start an art career, but then you're also saying like, how you work a lot. Why wouldn't you, like, start building an art career off work, you know, in your downtime? What stops you from doing that? Okay, so I found an incredible fucking artist today, like, actually, like, 10 out of 10 Giga Char artist. Their name is... Okay, help me with this. Zhezhou Chen. Actually, that's not that much of a complicated name. Bro, this guy, god damn. Yeah, that's my new dad right now. Look at this. Look at this bad boy. Linking it in both chats. Still saving up for PC? Dude, you saying you don't have a PC at home? Like, I wouldn't believe that. It's like 2027 right now. Everybody has a PC. Also, you haven't you been saving up for PC for like multiple years now? What are you, like, paying off debts of your whole family? Like, what's going on there? Oh, you bought a house? God damn, okay. Right, that kind of changes stuff. That kind of changes a lot of stuff, right? You have a house now. Maybe you can rent it out for a month and get a PC that way. Must take years to render these? I don't think so. You know how it is with like insane artists, like it usually it doesn't take them that much to render. Guys 25 and already on the principal artist level? No, 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 no. No Zhang. I mean, I don't think he's 25. And usually even like those people who are like young and in the industry, they don't have this like profound personal style. And this guy is definitely, you know, like you can feel how this like has been brewing, has been developing for like decades. This kind of art, like it doesn't just come out of fucking nowhere. That's what I think. That's kind of the feeling that I get from it. Light rendering. Yeah, he's if you pay attention, it's like it is on purpose that the like for some of these paintings, the light is like set up from the point of view. It's like they're taking a selfie, so like everything is pretty much like evenly rendered, but it's like it's on purpose like a surreal art style. He has some like more kind of like normal arts too, but goddamn, especially the latest works, so surreal and like interesting and just incredible. And you can scroll down and see like kind of more of less unhinged artworks. God damn, dude. Yeah, that's how somebody's art look whenever they've been doing art for more years than you've been alive. That's like what kind of look it gives. Their art is so, yeah, it's like, it's insane. Which is why we're looking at it, right? We're gonna be looking, we're gonna be observing, we're gonna be learning. You have a Discord server? Yeah. Yep, it's in the stream description. What colors are their eyes? Brown? Brown. And a little glowy too. I wouldn't say his art looks like 3D art, to be honest. I didn't get that feeling at all. Yeah, this looks like red. This looks more like brown. Hey, Storm. Yo, hello team. Hi, Sunshine. So what's new? What have you been up to? Doing any kind of interesting art? Feeling extra cute today or something? What do you have? You cannot find Discord? It's there! It's right there, the first row of frogs in the description. I actually realized how, like, inconvenient it is, like, all the frogs in the description of the stream. I think I'm gonna change them up. Working on the Doom artwork? Hey, nice. It's just like a fan art. What kind of a piece is that? Drawing a really weird meme. It's about any regular chairs. Chair was used as a gaming chair. Oh, that's pretty much how it's been for me my whole life. Had to click that image like 1,000 times. Really? So it doesn't work from the first click? That's strange. Should be working, I think. How do people usually have set it up on Twitch? They are like an image link? Because it's just a link that is like put in the image though. There's nothing too crazy to it. Anyways, today I finished an illustration. Just before the stream I finished it. I was painting a little bit off stream before the stream, and I finished a big piece and I sent in the Discord the time. It took me 50 hours, exactly 50 hours to finish it. That was quite an experience for sure. So long, god damn, dude. It took me so long. Yeah, 50 hours. I'm gonna show you the art. You've seen it already, but it's done now. This is 50 hours. What would you guys say? Is it worth 50 hours? Was it a fucking waste of time, huh? I think it's kind of good. I'm kind of liking this. Yeah, it's almost half year, dude. Not enough. Not enough. 49. This one was 49th artwork, so we're definitely fucking. If you're on the course of doing 100 per year, but Dude, how was I doing so much more last year? I have no idea. Like, almost 50% more I was doing last year. Like, what? Really? When did I have 49 pieces? Let's actually check. Oh my god. I had it by April. So I'm pretty much like a month behind. April 17th, I'm almost a month behind. Wallpaper? Yeah. The tattoos in the like these tattoos are kind of like they're a little bit ruining the composition in the booba shot, but it's part of the character, so I had to get them in, right? I haven't even sent it to the commissioner yet, by the way. Looks amazing, awesome. Thank you, Sunshine, thank you. Great practice too. Yeah, like just going deep into the rendering. And I mean, the reason why it's 50 hours is because I've repainted it like a million times. Like I've shown you the time lapse already. Like I've actually repainted it so many times. So yeah, could have been way faster, let me tell you this. Okay, maybe let's do some darken action. Darken. Do we go for this or do we go for Cyan right away? Okay, that might be a little too much. Or maybe it's actually good. I enjoy the contrast between the warm and the light, like looking cool but at the same time being warm. In nature, sorta. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you love that. Drawing the between the boobs is actually so hard. I had to redo them last minute too, because I had them drawn differently. And then I was like, okay, I'm giving up. I'm giving up painting boobs from imagination. I haven't had enough practice with that. So I went to Pinterest. It didn't take me long to find like fucking... Dude, I can actually show you the reference I had for those boobs. You want for me to show you? I found the reference and I was like, oh, god damn. So like, those are the titties. And that's the reference that I found. Dude, god damn. Really? Holy shit. That might be AI though. Now that I look at it, it does look a little bit like AI. But god damn. Those brush strokes are oddly starting to look AI generated. Brushstroke of mine oddly started looking AI generated. I don't know. I think that's kind of like backwards thinking. Yo, hey there, Pin. With Welving last year, this year only V8. That's deep. I'm actually interested. I'm actually curious if I'm gonna like, from this point on, if I just lock in and like literally never miss a day of streaming and like kind of up it a notch in terms of my productivity. Like, will I be able to even catch up to the last year? Because like, what is this? Would that mean that I'm regressing? Is that pretty much what it would mean if I do less artworks than last year? I sure as hell wasn't spending fucking 50 hours though last year on pieces. That's what I can tell you for sure. I was spending way less. How far behind? Pretty much a month. So like, I just finished today 49th artwork, and last year I did it on 17th of April, so like a month prior to this point. Oh, that kind of does mean that I really ramped up after that too. Hmm. Yeah, and I just found found that Booba girl on Pinterest, by the way, where you always find them, right? You drew easier paintings then? Yeah, 100%, dude. The quality just like shoot up like nothing else. For sure, and like I'm really, that's something that I'm really paying attention this year. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't even be like, this wouldn't matter to me if I end up doing less, which I probably will. I just, you know, the quality is what really matters to me, like the actual how good the art is. Hey, Vinaman. Yo, thank you. Furion mask for me? What's a Furion mask? Like this. This hand is a little too small. Or something's off with it. Is that like a part of a fursuit? I guess furries? You can just send it on Discord. I don't even know what that would mean either. I'll I guess I'm just fully not familiar with the context. Is that something nutty? We need to know that ahead of time. I mean, if anything, whatever it is, you can post it in RL in the Discord. What if I just add like almost complete gray in my shadows? Just make them look giga desaturated. Would that be interesting? I feel like gray can like stand out almost like a color on its own if it's like in contrast with incredible saturation too. That's something that I've also been really paying attention to in my art, is just like saturation and grayness overall. When kids run around on four legs, usually with masks and tails. So it is like furry stuff. Hmm. That sounds like a good time though. Running on your 4 legs. I like this thing in the middle. How does it look in design? Just kind of repaint this whole thing. The two opposite communities? Alright, I don't know if I trust you on that yet, but... You send the mask and we will judge you. Speaking about furries, by the way, I recently watched like a video, like an essay video from like a new YouTube channel. There was a girl talking about just furries and like the kind of the build up of the furry community, you know, what they had going on and where they are at right now. God damn, dude, there's so much lore to them. I didn't even know that. Furries have some rich lore to their existence. Did you guys know that there are furries who are like fighting back against the not safe for work stuff in the furry community? So like, they even have their own name. They call themselves like burn furs or something, and they like fight against all the, you know, all the furry porn and shit like that because they're fed up with it being like the main representation of the furry community. Which I can sort of understand, but at the same time, dude, like, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's how everybody knows, pretty much. There are also minors in the community. Mini furs? Furs juniors? Yeah, what are the minors doing there, huh? Although, actually speaking, I think that's like... That's probably... Like, realistically speaking, it should be like a huge part of the community, because like, aren't kids just really love animals and like anything to do with animals? Right, so that's kind of understandable. They just like to paint animals and like draw their dog or something, and then they get into Furafini thinking that they're gonna just share the art of their dog that they've painted, and they're like 8 years old, and then they go on the main page of Furaffinity. God damn. And then the maturation process of that person just like skyrockets. they grow up in just in one evening. Childhood's over. Is your Discord server LGBTQ friendly? I don't know. I don't know how to test for that. I mean, there are definitely no rules against it. That's for sure. So like you can, yes, you can go and check it out and decide for yourself if it's friendly or not. It's just about art, pretty much. And like there is an RL section too where you can post whatever you do. It's not a big server, or neither is it meant to be anything either. It's just like, you know, people who join the streams and like talk in the chat, they just wanted like a place to maybe send some stuff if it gets brought up on the stream. So that's kind of like where Discord server got born from, but you know, it's not necessarily anything in particular. If that makes sense to you. Yo, hey there, Lemon. How's it going? Yo, Lemon, guess where this soundtrack's from, by the way, if you can hear it. Hey, Magic Boom. Yo, hello. Yeah, I need to actually close this one. It's making me lag. What happened? No, 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 just wondering if you'll recognize the place where this soundtrack's from. Can Miner join your server? I mean, I cannot control you not to join the server, but at the same time, it's like, it's like nobody's curating themselves there to like to make a safe space for you. Turn off volume. Do you not hear it? God damn. Oh, it's almost over even. I'll tune it back to this, because this is supposed to be the most recognizable part, I guess. Yeah, for minors, if you join, bro, you're on your own. You know, like, I'm not responsible for what you'll see there. That is definitely too loud, though, no? Do you want to lock me into an answer? You can join it, like, you can join the server. Like, I cannot control you, but at the same time, like, it's, you know, people post stuff that is like 18 plus, they just post it. They don't really ask anybody. So if you don't want to see that, maybe don't join. Trying to come up with some void thingy, because she's a disciplined priest and like it's supposed to be light and void. Just thinking, what should I do for the void here? I'm thinking just like making darker, that would be nice. Yeah, it's like darker, maybe less saturated purple. Cinematic music? No, that's from a raid. That's, I guess, one hint that I'll give to you. It's from a raid. They're mods in use, I guess, only myself. But, like, nobody, like, it's a small server, so it doesn't have to have, like, a police guarding it or anything. Yeah, so this motif, I think, gives it out easily if you know the place. Dragon Soul, good one. Yep, it is. Nice, dude. Always makes me happy if people recognize these. I would have definitely recognized it 100%, dude. I spent too much time there whenever I was... How old was I? It was exactly whenever I started playing WoW. I think I was 14 or something. Yeah, I was 14 and playing on the private server. What a long time it was. Part of having more cheerful art is adding more yellowish tones to it. Cheerful art. I would say a combination of like yellow and purple would probably do it, or like yellow and pink. Or red. Would probably make for a more cheerful art. Hate that raid with burning passion? Yeah, me too. I think nobody likes it. Nobody even ever did like it, so... Who's what's Atler? Yeah, I don't know, dude. I have a very sour experience with online art schools. Or like tutorials and shit like that, or like I don't really or like art courses and stuff like that. I don't really believe in their in them being helpful or anything. Yeah, Mark PTSD. Sponsor chat. It's like what made you bring it up right now? You so amused by the quality of his art lessons that you decided to just drop his name randomly? Some stuff are really good. What makes it good? Like, what's good about his art school, I guess, other schools that you're saying are good? Not talking about Mark. God damn, dude. I watched one of his last videos and he said something like that it was a video of like how to improve faster or whatever, like another one of these, and he said that he draws like 2 hours a day compared to like 10 hours a day whenever he was working at Blizzard, and then he followed it up with like, oh, but I'm actually improving so much more now. I'm like, do you like really? I mean, if you say so, Mark. Every time he mentioned Blizzard, I believe him less and less. Interesting, isn't it? Like, it's... There must be some sketchy about it, right? Because... I don't know. Although if I worked there and then would try to like build up my image online. I would definitely use it as a just as a badge of honor that I've worked there for sure. I mean, it's a huge accomplishment. So like, but yeah, like throwing it in every single video. Yeah, you can trust me. I worked there. We need to know the facts, bro. How long? Where? When? How much did you get paid? Did you shake hands with Bobby Kotick? No, no good old Bobby, huh? We need some more information, because I don't believe him. It was 8... Is it spelled like 8 liar? At what's 8 liar, they have world-class teachers who produce top tier concept art and illustrator all the time. Even Naughty Dog and Rockstar artists go back to train there sometimes, goddamn. Like it's an alpha male coaching club then. Even sounds too good to be true. How can we improve fast in 30 seconds of drawing a day? Yeah. You gotta be absorbing, bro. You know, Mark's favorite thing, absorbing. Just looking at things, Did you ever think about looking at things? Right? So he actually gets better so much faster now because he's looking at things. You're not. You're not paying attention. You should really feel bad about yourself, but no worries, man. There's his art school for just a shallow price of $1,000. Don't worry. Even broken people like you can be, well, can pay for his school. He worked till 2016. Wait, till 2016? So it's been so long? So he's worked there a decade ago. And he's still like... just brings it up at every point? I don't know. Does it say anything? Is it a little slimy practice to do it like this? Doesn't help that it's only been Blizzard, right? Because like if Dave would mention like all this stuff where he worked at, god, there would be like half of the video would be taken up about him just mentioning his like work titles. I usually don't work with this bright of the contrast, but you know, I'm trying to push myself. Trying to add more contrast. So like, I see what you're saying, Mikhail, but like, what makes it good though? Like you're saying that it has all the world-class teachers and like people who study there are like, you know, really successful, and really successful people come back to. But like, what makes it good though? Like, what is it about the art school that you really like? Because like, surely just the presence of like famous people there wouldn't make you better at art. So like, what is it that you really like about it? Playing grass right now, and I'm really enjoying it for some reason. I mean, painting grass is quite fun if you really know how to. I think painting anything that you really know how to paint, and then, you know, maybe trying out some new stuff is always fun. Like, doesn't necessarily have to be like a specific subject. I like painting folds though. I kind of suck at it, but it's been my thing lately. Wonder Jeff Watts is such a professional and powerhouse artist himself. He's using traditional methods. Yeah, but like, what's like, okay. Um, how do you even say that? So, what is it that they're teaching that you cannot accomplish on your own? Professional artists in gaming companies have days where they go back to charcoal studies. It feels like it's like picking apart habits of somebody who's successful and like looking for a reason why somebody's successful because of their like just random habits, you know? You know, like this kind of trend. I don't necessarily think that charcoal figure studies are like the juice that will make you successful. This Rayleigh method, and probably the best school in the world for quick sketch. They have definitely teach stuff on a level that I have not seen anywhere online. Okay. Well, I'm not, just to be clear, I'm not trying to like doubt it. I'm just trying to understand like what makes it so good. So like Rayleigh method, I don't know what that is, but like, is there anything that stops you to like study it on your own? Because like my kind of, I guess, biggest thing about like those schools and courses is that there is so much free information online that it pretty much covers everything, right? And like setting up stuff behind a paywall, it's like I don't know how necessary it is for you to go there. Let's not get dull with anatomy stuff. They bring life model just random day in the month. The thing that will make you better is to fix your mistakes. What method you use is important after you know you're trying to learn, and how mediums are fun to try but not important. I mean, like, that goes to character studies. Yeah, about the mediums though, like, I recently really started to want to paint with oil, and like kind of have my art style almost like build up together with digital and traditional. Like, I've been introducing this to my all recent paintings, like kind of more painterly approach, like just visible brush strokes, stuff like that. Try many online schools art, none of them had the structure taking you from 0 to pro level in such a streamlined manner, plus you get the benefits I'm trained traditionally, so you get converted into digital easily and be stronger artist overall. Alright. It's like, what stops you... The thing that stops you from doing it on your own is, I guess, the fact that it's not lenient. And like the fact that it's like a school from reliable professionals makes you kind of like certain that the progress will be there in time. Would that be correct to say? Most importantly is intent. Yeah, I mean, it's certain mediums kind of like force you into some things though, so like it's kind of... The intent will be there behind the medium, I guess. I wonder what does digital force you to do. If we are to compare to different art mediums. Program is proven to work because it does time and time again. Proven to work. I think it still depends on you though. Like, what do you mean proving to work? Like, if you are if you're talentless, it probably wouldn't work on you. And also, like, proving to work time and time. Dude, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to be a doubter here, but it sounds like a little. Because all the stuff that you mentioned is like a really good marketing. Don't get me wrong, but it might be bad for the most part too, right? It can be like a really good marketing. Like, what stops them from paying like good revered veterans of the industry to say that they come back and study in their school? Like, what stops them from it? Not saying they're doing that, but just like, you know, I would kind of be a little more doubtful about stuff like this. Did it teach digital or concept art stuff in Photoshop's out there? Of course, the student has to work hard and yeah, that's, you know, that's kind of the biggest thing that I have with like courses and art schools and stuff like that, of that nature, that you see, like, to succeed, you saying it yourself, student has to work hard and be committed. So like, if you're taking somebody who's working hard and committed and you put them in an art school and then they succeed, wouldn't that person just succeed no matter what if they're working hard and they're committed? So like, the art school is kind of, you know, what's the point of it then? If you're working hard and you're committed, you're gonna succeed no matter what. And if you're not working hard, then art school wouldn't even help you. And also, it's just they're just impossible to prove though, or disprove that point. Because like, if you're not hardworking and committed, and let's say if you're, and then, you know, an argument can be that two people who are both hardworking and committed, one, you know, one goes on their own and the other attends the school, and let's say the one attending this school has better results. How can we not say that it is due to them actually being more talented and hardworking and committing? You know, like, it's impossible both to prove and disprove. So like, you know, whenever you're saying like, oh, it's like it gives consistent results, like, you know, is it giving consistent result, or is it the students that show up there are like would have been successful no matter what? You know, I think one thing that it really does though, I think the biggest selling point of these art schools, art courses, is that they almost like take away your uncertainty or like your responsibility to it. So like, you paying for an art school like takes away this pressure of you figuring things out on your own and believing in success. And I think that's like the major point about it. Like they can almost like not sell you anything but this belief that things will work out if you just continue studying. And then you continue studying and it works out, because that's literally how it is. No matter if you attend the school or not, you just, like, if you just be consistent for long enough, you're gonna, you know, learn how to art. Pretty much. Long enough, you know, everybody will do it. But then the school just sells you this, like, oh, dude, you know, so many people have done it, and like you'll be able to do it too. Just sign up, and then you sign up, and you've kind of already, you know, you've given up on this doubt of like, oh, you know, will I make it? Like, am I even improving? Because if you're in the school program and you feel like you're not improving, you'll feel like, oh, you know, dude, like the assignments that they're giving me, they're gonna level me up in any moment. I just gotta follow through. You know, it takes away all this uncertainty. That's I really kind of grasped this concept whenever I started working with a coach for Olympic weightlifting myself. Like before that, I was like training on my own. It was always like stressful. Like, am I making the right thing? Like, am I working hard enough? Like, am I training the right thing? Am I like doing, you know, am I doing good programming? And whenever I was working with a coach, I was like, oh yeah, I don't even care. You know, like I'll do whatever the guy tells me to. I'm not even gonna question it. Which is how you know, you're supposed to be if you're a good student. You're supposed to just like trust everything your teacher is saying. But at the same time, right, isn't that like the biggest selling point and like the biggest appealing part about it too? Put in place because I have improved so much since I started learning there. I mean, good for you though. Like I'm saying that just, I'm not doubting it. Like, I'm not saying that it's you know, not working or anything. To be honest, I know zero things about that place. I just kind of sharing my overall thoughts about this whole thing and like the mentality about it. Asian art schools in digital art are very top tier. Every student from China and Singapore works on splash art, mostly on Riot. Again, bro, I think there are main things to it. Also, like, are you seeing every student from China? Like, really? Every single student from an art school of China and Singapore working there? Dude, there are like thousands of people who like probably finish those schools. You think every single one works for Riot? It'd be a little bit disingenuous to say that, wouldn't it? Like, I don't even know the statistics, and it already sounds like too absolute to be truth. A lot of that, I mean, okay, so like, yeah, maybe it says something about Asian culture too, right? How they're like overworking and they have like very, very usually pressuring families. I mean, just failed a lot because the exercises were so hard, but then I started clicking and got better. It was kind of like the Master Miyagi thing. The wax on, okay, I don't know this comparison. Hey, Mikhail, I'm not saying it's not working though. Like, if you feel like it makes you improve, then it's great. You know, like it's wonderful. Whatever helps you on your way. How can committedness and talent even be measured too? Are they subjective? Yeah. Like exactly, that's what I'm saying. You'll never be able to make a like an objective argument about this, like until we'll able to measure what that even is. Like how to measure how somebody's committed or like how talented they are. Dude, you don't even like nobody even knows what like exactly talent in art even means. Like what does it even mean? Kind of talents is it's kind of assigned to you post success. You know, like if you've succeeded, you're talented pretty much. I mean, because you know otherwise you wouldn't succeed. But like you know, nobody really knows what makes them talented. Which is, by the way, the biggest cringe whenever somebody obviously successful and they saying that how they have no talent and it's just hard work. Yeah, fucking yeah, right. By mistake. Just assume you have it and then forget about it. Yeah, I heard like a good thing about it too. I guess from weightlifting, from like a sport of Olympic weightlifting. That's like train hard for a decade and then you know you'll see if you have talent. Like give it your all and then you'll see if you're talented or not. Okay, just train your hardest for a decade and then you'll understand if you even have it in yourself. I think it's kind of the same with art. Just do your absolute best for a decade at anything, and then I think like if you'll be able to do it, that means that you're talented. I think the inability to even apply yourself to stuff is kind of like the absence of talent, especially in art, dude. Right? Like art is nothing too fancy necessarily. Maybe it's the most fanciest thing though. I downplay that real quick, but it's more like that you have an affinity to stick with it for 10 years. I think that is the talent, literally. Yeah, like yeah, that's what I think a talent is. And like people just misunderstand it by something else. For some reason, it's so common even amongst like, you know, not the stupidest people. Like they're thinking that talent is like pre-existent skill, which is, dude, like how do you even fucking come up with that? That's just like, that's so stupid to say. I wasn't talented whenever I started. Dude, what? You think talent is just like knowledge to begin with? Like nobody, if that's the case, nobody would be ever talented in anything, if that's like your definition of a talent. Talent is literally just observing stuff better and having more sense to shape and shading. Is it though? Like, Lemon, like, do you think it really is? I mean, maybe it is, right? We don't necessarily know, but at the same time, you know, there are people who like colorblinded, so like they literally can observe stuff objectively less than others, and they're still a good artists. People with like aphantasia, you know, like whenever you cannot imagine stuff in your mind, sounds helpful for art, but there are some great artists who have that illness. They literally have no visual imagination and they still produce great art. So like, what does it really make you like a good artist? What does it really strike as a talent? Artists have different strong points. One might pick up anatomy real quick, one might get color in a way others don't, etc. Yeah, and it's like there's so many like aspects that are sort of like different that just like such a soup of like everything there. They're like excelling at one just because you're genetically gifted to it. It kind of wouldn't make sense. Like it wouldn't make any difference. Yeah, ma. Sometimes it is just a matter of doing stuff, and all the worries will go away. A person who didn't draw a lot and was outstanding in a group of people in 8 layer and then comes to drawing and painting. But I also know people who didn't know anything and pretty much catched up to her now since she didn't dedicate herself to art much. So what you're saying, like both is true? Or like what's the argument that you're saying with this? That some people have predisposition to kind of faster learning in art, or is it actually a matter of just showing up? So what's the point there? So they made arguments for both. Hello, Shin. Yo, what is up? What is up, bad boy? How you doing? Natural affinity to art, observing stuff better, and anatomy gesture shapes. So just learning faster, pretty much. I don't think it is really. I see your point, and like I'm kind of inclined to agree, but at the same time, is it really what people mean whenever they compliment somebody for their talent? Like, do they say, "Oh, you got on this level quick"? Like, is that really what people kind of commend artists for? Because nobody really cares for how long you've been doing art. Like it kind of doesn't matter. What matters is just the end product, like what you can produce. You know. Hard for me is to find what I actually like to draw and paint in art. Have you tried painting like girls in revealing clothes? That's very fun. True, yeah. Yeah, you didn't find a single artist who doesn't like that. Who doesn't like to paint stuff that is like sexual? I mean, for me, I just like characters and just kind of like, you know, badass aesthetics. And I like World of Warcraft, so I'm kind of lucky that I get to paint that for a living. Just painting people, wow characters. It's my favorite thing, but I, like, you know, it took some time to... some time to arrive there, to understand what I really want to paint. I mean, I think you gotta give everything a try. It's also, you know what? I think it's also a matter of understanding what you need to paint, and then learning how to enjoy painting that. Because like I remember having so much fun just doing environments, you know, just literally environments with no characters in it. And I kind of was sort of good at it from the first try. Like I never kind of painted environments, only doing characters. But whenever I gave environments a go, dude, I was like blasting in it. I was really enjoying it. It was super fun. But then, you know, I have the awareness that probably nobody gonna commission it. So what's the point of like enjoying painting environments so much if it's not gonna, you know, be my future in art? So switching back to characters, is that right? Genetic factors contribute to how easily someone can learn anything, including art, but I still believe that art is really accessible. It is really accessible, yeah. And also, even if you learned it fast, like, to be honest, dude, I don't think it's it. I think, okay, there are definitely people who learn faster than others. Literally, it's, like, obvious if you observe any, like, you know, like, you can even probably remember it on your own, like, you know, in middle school. You would have people who, like, kids who are really fucking dumb, and they would understand the point after the whole class understood it 10 times. And then there would be people who, like, ahead of everybody in their progression in learning, like, any subject. But then, I don't think it's everything. I don't think the speed at how you learn stuff really matters. Especially, maybe, I think maybe talent in art is, like, I don't know how to put it in words. It's like something special. It's the ability of, like, come up with ideas and visualize things that people wouldn't even think about putting on paper. You know, like this kind of stuff. And in that case, yeah, like it's... those people would only be, like, it would only be obvious that they're talented, like, after they've already done their thing, not before. They're born with, they're like, but then understanding in art, what you get born with, and what that is talent in. Wait, what did you say again? Then compliment them that they are super talented. They mean like they are born with it, but their understanding in art is what you get born with it. Emo, there is talent in art. What are you saying? Could work in a game studio as an environment concept, but I mean, I could, but like now, like how, like I just painted my first environment. Like, how would I make it in the studio as a like? Technically, yes, but I'm saying like right now. And that's what I was trying to make like an argument for you, like, you know, maybe you should go not from what's like finding stuff that you like to paint, but like painting stuff that you actually think is like gonna be beneficial for your career, and then learning how to enjoy that. Pretty much is what I'm thinking. Because I feel like you can enjoy how to paint anything. If If anything, I think that's like a skill that you should develop. You know, learning to fall in love with what you're working on. Because on San Laurent, my drawings in high school were dog shit, but I was trying to learn and got better eventually. Mm. Do you need to make money with art? Yeah, like I mean, that's how that's what I'm living off. It's my only source of income, of course. Brazil? Why? No. Why Brazil? Burundi. Hey Mina. Yo, hello sunshine. How you doing? What's this frog? Plot twist? God damn. Many people are not aware of difference between talent and skill. So they just mean that you seem really skilled. Yeah, that's it's strange that it is like a big amount of people who are like as I mentioned, like they don't even seem like they're that clueless, but somehow that is like that simple fact that just like slips them. They don't understand it. Hello Horizon. I've had art block for many years already then. Like the sunlight, yeah. Been really enjoying like a very strong direct light recently. Like recent artwork on Twitter, 500 likes. Dude, I kind of fell off. When was the last time? I mean, I guess this painting 2 weeks ago, almost 2,000 likes. I haven't been hitting big numbers recently, huh? I was like all of these in like 500, 600. Any more likes? Any more recognition? Moderated Twitter accounts from artist. What do you mean that Twitter account? I mean like people don't get enough attention because of like algorithm or something? Ooh, might be, dude, might be. That would be a very convenient excuse for me. It's old Elon. Elon Musk is ruining my online presence. I feel like that's way more convenient than saying that my art sucks and that's why people don't like it. Draw popular characters interacting with each other and it usually gets more attention. Oh. For me, if I try to deviate from WoW, it gets like completely 0 likes. Like literally 0. So I guess it's about like what you have your algorithm sort of sign up to. I mean, the amount that I'm getting, that's enough. You know, I don't really care. I think it's, the future for me is not getting popular on Twitter or anything. It's also pretty niche, right? Like just World of Warcraft and just World of Warcraft art. That's like very, very niche. So like I never expect to get much more than that. Where are you from? I'm from Georgia. No, not the USA. Not the USA. Different Georgia. Dude, Georgia, the country, not the state. Yeah, yeah. There's a point where you just think things and fingers hit the correct buttons, like drawing. Not necessarily. Like, for the most part, yeah, but then, like, there are certain things that I'm, like, still have to think about while doing a painting. I mean, this, it's, like, at a stage where, like, yeah, just kind of do the rendering, but even some rendering, like, folds and stuff like that, some colors that I'm trying to experiment with, like, they're definitely not, they don't feel, like, that native to me yet. But yeah, a lot of stuff, it feels definitely like that. I'm not even saying that it's bad, like, I'm just kind of... Also, blasphemy. Blasphemy. What does that word mean? Oh. It's like profanity, but towards... like, that's... How should I describe it? The act of offense of speaking sacrilegiously about God or sacred things. God damn. So I'm doing that? Act against God? What did I do? So it's like swearing, but against the God or something, right? It's an act. I guess it can be not swearing alone. Yeah, I know, I know. I know that you're not accusing me of anything. I'm just joking. Joking. Yeah, I know that metaphor. I just didn't I didn't know that like the description of that word or translation of that word. But I'm familiar with the saying. What I want to do, I want to darken the light area of these, but make them more saturated. Sort of like that, but maybe even brighter. I just picked literally just to show you guys this. I literally just picked this. Dude, I would like to have this on the screen. I think that's kind of like nice. In that corner, look at this color. It doesn't even look like this, right? Like, it doesn't look that outrageous just because we have it in such a condition. We have it in such a place where we can afford to do it. Ooh, yeah, I like this. What do you mean looking like AI? That's kind of... Dude, that's bad, you know, like you shouldn't really change your style because it looks like AI, because it can look like anything. Just about your progress and beat all the AI allegation? Yeah. People shout AI to anything nowadays, or really? I haven't had that ever happen to me, honestly. Like, I've never had people accuse me of that. I'm waiting for the day that comes. And then I just, like, send them a YouTube link with the stream recording. Yeah, Horizon. I'm always sending like a link whenever I go live. I sent it to the commissioner of this artwork as well, but they didn't even read it yet. Due to the what they call the different time zones, it's not always like convenient for people to join in, but I still let them know. It is pretty nice. Like sometimes people join in and they really enjoy it. Some shapes are nonsensical. Oh, I actually like that. You know, like I liked painting things that didn't make sense, but yeah, like since the invention of AI, it also kind of like doesn't really sit with me too well. Just painting random stuff that's kind of, because like before that you would like paint stuff wrong, maybe like not necessarily on purpose, but sometimes it would be just a happy accident, and it would just look good in like genuinely look good. But then now you kind of think, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. Guess I'm gonna go for a small break. I'm gonna show the time lapse while I'm away. Oh. Right back. Be back. Little toasty. No, it's card. All right. All right, team. So this artwork is 4 hours currently because I worked on it for 2 hours before the stream, like off the stream this morning, and I'm just thinking, should I finish it on the stream today or should I leave it up to tomorrow? Maybe I should leave it up to tomorrow. I don't know. Dude, I'm loving this. Do you see how, like this color? God damn, is it really me using it? Did you guys know that in Photoshop there'll be a little bit of an exclamation mark if you pick like a very saturated color, like a very bright color, and it would be like a little bit of exclamation mark. You would hover over it, and it would say that this color would have problems being printed. And I thought that it's a good indicator of that color might be like too saturated for your work. There would be like 10 exclamation marks with this. Lemon pasta and white wine. What on earth is a lemon pasta, dude? Sorry? Excuse me? The art industry is oversaturated? You mean like as the colors are oversaturated, or you mean like with artists? Many artists can come to see and get commissioned all the time, you know? Oh. Uh... Dude, I don't know. I honestly have no idea. I'm kinda, surviving for now. I mean, that's a good question, but I feel like you can definitely make it if you really, really want to. And probably also like artists are like dropping and like people just in general stop drawing, so it's not like it's if you made it in the art industry then you like take up a spot forever. Also, you might not be available. Also, I think it's probably growing on the other side too, like more people getting interested in like getting commissions from people and shit like that. You start getting commission, establish yourself online first. I mean, first it was like the Fury art for the most part. To be like on like for Affinity, which is like a Fury platform, but not many. To be honest, I haven't done that much Fury art. It's not like it was like my staple. It was like 50-50 with everything else. And then it went to like just like some WoW characters, some like from other MMOs and shit like that, D&D, and now it's only WoW. So yeah, it kind of started from like for Affinity, then it went into Twitter for the most part, and now yeah, it's still like Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky. I don't know, just like posting everywhere, getting like commission here, commission there, and kind of like chilling like that. Hey Auntie. Yo. How you doing, Sunshine? It definitely was a little rough before I just started to like just nailing down it all on the WoW aspect. I feel like specializing in art is like the best thing you can do, especially for online presence. Like, it's actually crazy, but if you're going to be willing to do anything, if you're going to be willing to take on any commission, paint any characters, pretty much, if you want to work for everybody, nobody will come to you. But if you're willing to say no to everybody but one group of people, that one group of people will fucking... They're gonna be like, oh, that's my dude. He's out there. He's out there doing art for me. And then, you know, way more people started coming in, and was started getting way more commissions that way. What about you, Mikhail? You attending this school and like you doing any commissions on the side, or what's your thing now? Trying to get from advanced beginner to whatever the next stage is. How would you know that you got there? How would you know that you've gotten to the next stage? I started getting commissions as a beginner. My first commission was like a couple of months into doing art at all, and then it kind of went silent for a while. And then after half a year of doing art, I was getting like a steady streamline of commissions because I started drawing furries. Actually, that was why. So actually, you don't really have to, you know, be like, if you're interested in getting just personal commissions, you don't have to be like insanely advanced or anything. In fact, I think it's way easier. You know, if you're willing to be working for cheaper, then you're gonna have so much more customers. You guys have this thing where you celebrate graduation anniversary. Just got added in high school group by 10 anniversary. Jesus. 10 years anniversary. Oh. Dude, I would actually love to. I'm in a different country now, but I would have actually loved seeing like all my classmates. Made me realize I'm so fucking old, yeah. Mine would have been next year then. It's been 9 years since I graduated high school. Goddamn, dude, yeah. I mean, you're not that old. Just high school is just for toddlers. I wonder if I'll be able to attend it next year, if there will be one. Dude, I would love it, as I said. Just seeing those old faces, goddamn. Wonder what they have accomplished. If they have kids, you know? Imagine even meet up with them and they're like fucking married, have 10 children, and running a family business selling stolen cars, right? Successful. Have like 2 watches, both on the right wrist. You never know. They used to bully you 10 years ago and they're gonna bully you now. Rat or a cat? I will take a rat. I'm allergic to cats, so I will take a rat. Nice little whole mouse. Sunshine's genuine question as an artist to artists. Do you guys think it would make sense to post my art on ArtStation as like a literally just spam it? Because I've been posting like compilations of my quick commissions, the one that I really like, just like 10 of them per post. Do you think it would make sense to maybe like post this and then in the description, you know how you can attach like multiple files? I can attach a speed paint to it, and it would be literally hundreds of images with speed paints to them. Because like usually ArtStation is like for a portfolio, but let's be honest. Let's just speak from the heart here. My ass ain't getting hired anytime soon from fucking ArtStation. Okay, I have like 40 people following me there. So maybe it would make more of a strategic sense to just start spamming my art there, right? Anthony Jones did that. I don't really see a problem unless you want to make something polished. And then, hold on. Yeah, if you want, you can still do like a portfolio, right? Like a separate, because people have like all like. Okay, explain this. Hold on. I'm a professional streamer. Watch this. That's a reference for the character, by the way. So they have my Papa Bayard Wu in here. And there's like all, so there are like, you know, different categories he has. Riot Games work only One Piece, lol. Blizzard 69. And then I have just everything, bro. You see what I've been doing? I've been doing, why is it not scaled properly? Okay. Fit to screen. Perfect. So that's what I've been doing. Freelance illustrator, by the way. BVC Georgia. That's me. Where is it? Open for commissions and work opportunities. Work opportunities, guys. So I've been posting them like this. Warcraft characters. Boom. Whoa. Whoa. Blocked user. This comment has been deleted. Thanks, man. Hey, appreciate it. Appreciate the kind words. So I've been doing these. Literally, you can see like how many I've done and how many I've posted. It's like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 posts, and I think these two. But I could have been posting them like all individually. Keep doing like that, seems good. But it would be like, you know, more spammy, right? Like maybe there is a point to it. Just spamming shit like that. One after another. You guys remember that art? I was doing this on the stream and people were saying how suggestive it is. Kinda suggestive, right? He could have had something else in his hand. Remember how much I tried to polish it and now it looks so simplistic to me. Banger art. Yeah, I like this one too, but like it seems like I've struggled so much with polishing and now it's just like this would have been done so much faster. You also remember this? I gave a guy critique who he has like similar composition and critique, and then I did this art just for fun in it. Nice skin rendering. So good, but if you wanna work for real companies for illustration, it's usually better to put really polished work and work on your fundamentals like anatomy perspective of design. Yeah, that's kind of gay. I wouldn't want to do that. Dude, that's the thing. Like, you know, like I'm probably could have gone for like some kind of like trying to apply for a studio position, but I would have to put in the work and I don't want to, right? I would much rather sit on my ass and do like hundreds of artworks in a year. But dude, is this not polishing my anatomy and shit like that? Like, they tell me that this is like not a good practice. And also, how much more like I've seen some game art that looks worse than this. I'm not saying that this is like top tier and you'll never find... Dude, okay. Okay. Have you seen this? This used to be a splash art from Malphite. Bro, take me back. How many years was that? Do you realize that, like, or it was 15 years ago or something? I would have been, like, better than people 15 years ago. Do you realize how much better just the standard has raised? You're a great artist. Shut up, dude. No, but really, isn't it crazy? What's up, Malphite? Seeing all this again, so cool. Yeah, do you remember all those streams where I've been painting these? Dude, this one, I don't know. This is fucking... do you believe that this is a 6-hour artwork? Like, this seemed quite rendered even for me. This is fucking polished, ain't it? No, guys, no. The industry standard is... it's too low for me. You know, that's why I'm not going for studio positions. This, they'll make me do this. Do we really want to engage in this action? Look at him. Look at this. Just airbrush. We just, fuck it, dude. I've had enough. And just pitch black here. Goddamn, dude. Now it's this, though. Boom. I mean, this looks pretty good. God damn. Anatomy is harder to fix usually when you render it. Yeah, I know that it's out of date, dude. I'm still like... So would you say like my anatomy is like trash or something? I would say just the rendering kind of overall is not that polished. But and also, yeah, like I wouldn't... So like, if there was a smooth transition from my work now into like a studio work, then yeah. And I think there would be. Honestly speaking, like give me like a year or two, there would be smoother transition, but like maybe not now. What do you know, guys, are a bit wonky? Oh, really? Would you say so? So like bit wonky, really. Like, I agree that anatomy is not my strongest point, but like, well, what do you think is wrong with it? Do you think they're like stiff or like anatomically incorrect, or like what's the kind of like what would you say is the outlining issue? Slav Squad Draenei, that was my Draenei character, yeah. It does seem rather stiff. Oh, really? I definitely agree for some. I would say it's like 50-50, right? On some they would be nice, and on some they would look like they're just like kind of frozen awkwardly. Bit of whose perspective, proportions, and gestures are not that great. God damn. Yeah, but like, what's the... Okay. So, I wouldn't even fight you guys back on that. Like, I would just take the L and agree. And I think it's due to me, like, choosing to focus on something else. Because, like, do you see how many artists just, like, focus on anatomy and just becomes the anatomy study jail? Like, fucking Mark Brunet's basement, where he just does, like, stiff figures, and it's like, yeah, they're giga anatomically correct, but they look fucking horrible. And anytime he takes them to render level, it's just like, you know, you would rather be blind than to look at that. And at least whenever I put my colors down, at least they, like, you don't feel like closing the stream immediately. So you would say that anatomy is my weak point. Yeah, I definitely put fucking negative points in anatomy. I used to do it, like, I got it to up to a certain level where, you know, at least, like, my proportions don't seem that off, right? Like, they don't seem like they're completely... You know, you cannot, like, a commissioner cannot say that, oh, this is, like, you know, their head is just too big or something. Like, they cannot accuse me of, like, having it wrong, but it's definitely not ideal. Like, I can agree with that. Like, it's definitely not in the perfect place. Hello, Flan. There was a problem. You have no input if all you do is do in the streams. Well, I do it off stream too. Like, sort of. I do off stream the same that I do on stream. I actually don't feel like my anatomy is that bad, and I don't feel like it's holding me back. To be honest, like I'm inclined to not disagree with your criticism because I just don't want to toss off your criticism, but it's like, I don't know. I think it's not the anatomy though. I think it's the gestures. Perspective on some? No, probably. I think it's the gestures, bro. No, I don't do any practice. Like that's my like performing is the practice pretty much. So like doing paintings like these or like bigger illustrations, and I've shown you other ones. I don't do like just practice for the sake of practice or like you know, the I mean, you get what I mean, right? Like I don't do studies. But dude, anatomy studies? Oh god damn it. It's like, bro, it's like being a vegan, suffering from malnourishment, and then, you know, starting to eat meat again. Imagine like the hit your ego will take. That would be the same as for me to start doing anatomy studies. Saying to everybody like how you shouldn't do that, and it's overdone, and then just going back and studying it. Ultima, more for shortening. I do that. Like, I can literally point out like a heavily foreshortened piece just right away. Like this one of the recent ones. Right? A lot of foreshortening. All sinful. If you want something hard, spend an hour doing researching. I'm personally working a lot on forms and perspective and anatomy these days. Doing anatomy studies then. That's giga easy though, ain't it? Just like pretty much trying to copy from like a photos, you know, people do like photos of athletes, you know, those girls who jump really high, and like people put them in YouTube shorts because like they have their ass out in this really tight outfit. Yeah, Ultima, just saying that I'm also kind of doubling in foreshortening too. I've done it quite a lot. I'm thinking it's the gestures. That's kind of what I'm missing. Like, my gestures are kind of stiff. I would definitely like. I don't think my anatomy is that terrible. Like, if I am to draw like a full naked body, I think it would be a full naked body with like bones and underneath and stuff like that. I think my anatomy would be like all right. From imagination too, like with no reference at all. But like, I think the gestures definitely, yeah, dude. Copy is easy, won't teach you. I study and then invent some poses and put what I learned. Learning, it's a good practice to take a pose and change the perspective, but use it as a guideline. Alright, that's for anatomy though, but what about the like construction? But what about gestures then? Also, I think the angles too. Like, I feel like I'm using so many default just angles for my characters. I think that's kind of what's holding me back a lot too. I think an issue, if anything specific in your art, I think you're just a point where you could benefit with playing with composition. Playing with composition. It's an interesting comment. I probably could have. With my big art too, like big illustrations, I think they're also pretty kind of neutral in how they look when it comes to composition. Could have had a twist on her hip. Dude, I was actually going for it. Like, in the beginning, I did a little bit of that more. Like, a little bit of the ass here. Maybe I can still insert it right now. I also think that I kind of start... Let's see. How did this... Like, I believe I started with, like, a little bit more of a loose pose, and then I just kind of lost it. Yeah, you see? There was a hip twist right at the start, right? This was there. And then the head was kind of tilted. This was like a more interesting pose. But then as I got into rendering, it was, you know, I'm tend to like stiffen myself after I get into rendering. Like we identifying the problem. Also, maybe I can still kind of work on this arm a little bit to make it more interesting. If already may have before what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I think that's a good advice, Ultima. Taking the perspective further, for like the composition. Perspective, dude. I actually like I've kind of doubled into that a little bit as I showed you my like foreshortening pieces and stuff like that. It's like I really don't like doing that. That's really a lot of work, especially for quick art like this. No, maybe I can just repaint this whole hand. Maybe it's alright. Yeah, right now it's not a lot of like in this piece. Yeah, like 0 foreshortening is aside from this hand pretty much. Yeah, I agree. But in other ones I've done it. It definitely adds like more dynamic to the piece, but it's a lot of work, dude. It's maybe for some art. I would take the gesture like out of this conversation for myself. I would take definitely the gesture. Also, I would say facial expressions too. Like I never tend to go for like a more complicated facial expression. That's definitely like an L on my part. That's taking it easy for sure. But it is also that I kind of don't know. I don't know what expression to give to a character that I pretty much know nothing about. Or maybe there are characters that people give me more info about. And then they kind of still like a neutral expression would fit them better. An example? Didn't I just show you this with foreshortening? I mean, I've done kind of these as like a bottom-up view. I guess for a more interesting pose, I've done these. And I've done a lot of this like top-down view too, like you know. Perspective not matching on the last one with the background. Where this? On the last one? Or this? Perspective not matching with the background, you sure? How so? I feel like that's pretty... like I don't see it not matching. Horizon very low, like kind of bottom up view. No? No? I don't know, I think this one is a W. What's this? So it makes me think, you know, I was kind of thinking about doubling into, as you can see, I've tried to experiment with like texture and like different techniques of painting, but maybe I should really go to the basics and study fucking gesture. This makes me think about this stuff. I don't know if I like what I'm thinking about. Although, Pin, you're definitely right about the gestures. Like, I completely agree. I don't know why I never kind of identified that as like a problem that I have. I guess I also thought that it would just improve on its own. I think it kind of has improved, but not as much as I would want to. Maybe it became such a problem that I should address it. Oh, MTN. Whereas the painting is not always what's technically right. Yeah, but like if you're talking, I think you first, but also if you're kind of talking about like overall like improvement and like art progression, I think it definitely is valid to like look at your weak points and like address them. Like it's not about changing this particular one or like any other painting, so just like changing the course of you know, like maybe my progression, like art studies and stuff like that. Really not stoked about how how the eyes are looking on this art. We're fine. How long are you streaming? It's only been like what? Not even 3 hours. Yeah. Out of this conversation, Miguel, we were just talking. Pin was just giving me shit for my terrible art fundamentals, and I kind of agree with the guy. And out of this conversation, I would take away that I need to work. First, it's kind of the thing that I already knew for myself is my facial expressions for my characters. And what Pin mentioned, gestures. They also said stuff like perspective and anatomy, which I don't buy that. I think that's alright. Composition too was mentioned. I think if composition is correct, yeah, I should definitely experiment more with interesting composition, especially that I have so many quick commissions that I gotta do. Like it's kind of like a lot of testing ground. Like I can experiment with a lot of stuff if I really want to. But I would say the main is definitely gestures and facial expression. Post a little critique. So wait, you redrew. What are the different figures, Aaron? Not connected. Kinda short. The shoulder, I mean. Arm far out. I'm just thinking if I am to apply the corrections that you... What's the guy on the left? No, it's fine, I just don't understand some points. With the hand not being connected, I agree, but at the same... Do you think like that's an issue that's like breaking this piece? Because I think like that's fine to do that whenever the alternative would be just like a messy composition, like a messy thing here. Wait, so would you say like on the left is like what you suggest for him to be? I feel like some anatomy is fine to sacrifice for the appeal. Like you mentioning on the legs, dude, like I feel like this shape is like the best thing about this piece is like this like leg shape, and you're saying how it's like not good for weight balance. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I see your critique, I just don't think it's I don't think I agree with it. Like some things here are intended. Like I was, especially on this one, I was trying to go to like stylize some edges, and, like stylize like anatomy as much as I could. So like unless you actually think that it's like obviously like hurting this piece, like if you look at this and I feel like, oh goddamn, this is fucking, the anatomy here is terrible, the proportions are so off, then I don't think that would be an issue there. Because yeah, on your critique, he's even like a little bit hunched over, which is, maybe like anatomically correct, but it's kind of like he would be just like standing with a sword, like kind of like hovering over it. And I feel like the pose that I went for kind of gives like more just aggressive energy. How like standing here, he just ate like a like a bag of Oreos and he feels like he's on top of the world, you know, the sugar high. I appreciate you taking the time and doing the paint over though. Like it's and for the gestures, you're definitely right. I think like on that one though, it was like a rare W for the gestures that I had. I feel like on a lot of stuff, like yeah, my gestures are definitely like a little off. But on that one, I wouldn't say that they were that terrible. Maybe you should just like scale her up. This. Maybe not. And also, if I can sacrifice anatomy for the sake of composition, or like a feel of a gesture, or like a cool shape, I would do that, like, you know, all day. I will do that 10 out of 10 times. Unless the gesture also sucks, though. And in that, at that point, yeah, it's definitely not worth to sacrifice anatomy if the gesture is also terrible. See splash art for anatomy butchering. Oh, dude. You guys know Zikava, right? Like she streams on Twitch art all the time. She loves like she's been doing these like splash arts where she would actually spend like probably 200 hours per one of those pieces, and she really likes that pose where like the character stand like this and has their leg in one in front and the other like goes like that, like this. They have like very like stretch out like this like lunge position, bro. It looks so and she's been doing that like maybe 3 times now. I saw her do that pose. I always look at it and I'm like, dude, like you're staring at it 200 hours. It like just please, it's just like it's just like an awkward pose to paint too. Like just why would you go for it? The legs being short make it feel dwarfish to me. Really? On this one, legs being short? They're way longer than the torso though. Dude, I don't know. Like I really don't see it on this one. I can definitely see you saying that about like even this art. Legs are super short. That's kind of like my mistakes that I've been with orcs that I've done. But like I really don't see it on the paladin one. Right, I need to focus on the face. Hey, River. Eric does short legs. Dude, you know what I want to show you? I want to show you some of my oldest arts that I've done. And I have one in particular I'm gonna show you on this like short leg. You accusing me of short legs pretty much? Oh, you're gonna love that one. It's gonna just destroy all the short legs. You get it, right? Oh my god, bro. Right, you're not ready for these. Have you seen these? God damn. And have you seen this one? Bro, that's 3 years ago. And these are also like just from imagination too, anatomy. So yeah, those legs are fucking nuts though. What the hell? I don't know, I still kinda like this. Her face is fucking, she's mad. God damn. All the mechanical stuff too. You can tell I've been watching EO for a while. All this shit. So I used to do giga long legs too. Like I guess it's just hard to find balance for me. Image. It's like intentionally stylizing anatomy though. But interesting thing that I haven't been trying to stylize it now. Hey mage, thanks. Appreciate you saying that. Yeah, I want to give all the characters that I paint like unhinged facial expressions. Like I just really, really want to do that. That artist that I mentioned at the start of the stream, Zhezhou Chen, dude, his characters are always just going nuts in his pieces. I love that. Hey Zaki. Hey, hello, hello. Hope you're having a great day too. It's 12 a.m. Use MacroPad? No, no, really. I just use a keyboard and a drawing tablet. Hello, Marie. New pies eaten? No. Haven't eaten the pie in a while. It's only the last... I don't remember when it was the last one, like a couple of weeks ago. Like a week ago, maybe. We're trying to cut down on the pie's consumption. For better or for worse. But team, but since it's so late, it's already 12 a.m. Gonna probably go chill. This piece still has 1 hour on it, or maybe even a little bit more, and I'm just probably gonna finish it off stream. And we're gonna start with the new one tomorrow. So yep, appreciate you all coming today, Sunshines, and see you next time. Bye!